Hi, I'm Daniel from Cyfrowa Ekonomia.pl, and can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Vlad, and I do the Bitcoin Takeover podcast and also have the BTC TKVR magazine. And we are here at the Warsaw FilmFest. And today I introduced a song which I wrote with my girlfriend.
Yeah, can you say, maybe you want to first say the story of this song, yeah? And next we'll play the video.
It is called Buy Bitcoin with an exclamation point. And I wrote it with my girlfriend around Christmas time. We basically so I grabbed the guitar just for this purpose to demo how it all started and where it began and how just a rough idea about something can turn into something more creative and more developed. So all I had for about 10 years was this sequence of chords. I just had and I had no idea what it meant at the time. I've been playing this, and I played this to my girlfriend as she was painting. I was just showing her that I can write songs sometimes, but to me it made no sense. I couldn't associate an idea with the music. And when I played this, she heard this, and she said, "This sounds like buy Bitcoin, like buy Bitcoin."
Yes.
And she opened up a door in my mind. At this point, I started thinking, okay, so we can say, da 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 da, buy Bitcoin, da 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 da, buy Bitcoin. And we just wrote the lyrics in a couple of days. We spent some time looking at words that rhyme, Bitcoin businesses and stuff like this. And I think it's super catchy. I think it's like, hey, Jude, you don't know what it's about, but you memorize the chorus and you sing it along. It's like a earworm, something that gets in your head and you can't get it out. And we also did a music video for this. And it wasn't that much work for filming. It was more work for editing, but I'm pretty proud of it. You can find it on YouTube. You search for Bitcoin Takeover by Bitcoin.
Yes, we can play a part of this video if you agree. So, okay, so we will put the link to the video in the description. And can you tell more how you started interested in Bitcoin, where you're from, and what do you do with Bitcoins? Yeah,
I'm from Romania, and I became interested in Bitcoin around the time when I started making my own money. I heard about it 4 years before this, and I thought it was the stupidest idea. But at the time, you were actively doing your podcast in Polish, as far as I can understand. So I want to congratulate you for that, for being smarter than me and getting in before I got in. I didn't buy until 2017, but I know about it since 2013.
Yeah, we opened Cyfrowa Ekonomia in 2013. It was a blog. It wasn't podcasting. But you're doing podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's like, can you tell more about this?
It's really interesting because for me, the podcast is a very selfish mechanism in which I talk with people I like and find out more about their ideas. And sometimes I get good reactions and other times I get canceled. It's interesting. I had an interview with Roger Ver last month and some people were angry about it. But I do a new one every week, so it's just their fault that they're paying more attention to that as opposed to everything else that I do.
So why people get angry? Because Roger Bell was like big angel one time, and next something changed, yeah? And some people in community doesn't like him. Is it like about this?
The way in which I pitched the interview to him and I presented the whole discussion was that at the time when we recorded, he had been in Bitcoin for 7 years and then BCH for another 7 years. And they're very distinct periods of time. And when you think about it, he was a hero for the first 7 years. And then he got into a lot of problems and lawsuits and probably lost a lot of money. And I was trying to tell him, if you come back to Bitcoin and you do what you used to do, it's so much better for you, because I think a lot of people remember you. You did a lot of good work. I think people can forgive you for some of the episodes that were not pleasant when you try to hijack the brand and stuff like that.
Yes. By the way, we were doing interview with him like in 2014, 2015, so it's on our channel. I can put a link. What do you think about current state of Bitcoin? Like today, when we try to pay for something, if we don't have money on a Lightning wallet, it's very difficult to like top up this wallet, because transaction fees are about $100 now after the halving. So what do you think about this, and how it could look in the future? Like, will it be used for payments, or will it be like only for safe haven storing of value?
I think it will be used for payments, but I don't think Lightning is the only solution that we're gonna have. I'm more confident, I guess, than most people in drive chains, BIP300. I think the idea of having this side chain that's secured by miners, and where you can receive your first Bitcoin without having any prior liquidity and without having to learn how Bitcoin works and what a sidechain is, I think that's a much better user experience. Today with Lightning, if you want to be sovereign and you want to own your own liquidity, you need to open channels. And to open channels, you pay on-chain fees, and then you also pay on-chain fees when you close them. To open, let's say, a $100 channel today, you need to pay $100 in fees. So you need to start with $200, and you can only receive payments up to $100. And I don't think that's the best design. It's not optimal for the average user. Of course, there's the custodial solution, but I'm not going to promote that, because I didn't get into Bitcoin to reinvent banking.
Yes. And what do you think about CBDCs, which are the being developed by banks?
It's interesting how they use some of the technology that has been built for Bitcoin. There are research institutes inside of MIT that sponsored. MIT is the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in the US.
Yes.
They paid developers for years. They paid the maintainer of Bitcoin Core, the former one, Vladimir van der Laan, for years. And now they have the strongest and I guess the most popular pilot for CBDCs in the US, and they use some of this research that went into Bitcoin to create this proposal. So I guess no help for Bitcoin is selfless, and everyone has their own vested interest. CBDCs, maybe that they're going to catch on in some countries where they don't use cash already. I think in Central and Eastern Europe, we use more cash, and I don't see this getting as much traction, especially among older people who prefer to still use cash for markets.
But not in Poland. Like Poland is like one of the most developed countries in the like wireless payments. Yeah. So on the worst.
I'm sorry for that. In Romania, more than 50% of commerce is still in cash.
People here like use mostly phone payment, like by NFC. Yeah.
I understand the convenience factor, but for privacy and also for making sure that the settlement is final, there's nothing better than giving someone cash and getting what you want.
Yes, that's right. But it will change in Bitcoin, because there is like MiCA regulations which will be like coming soon, and all the payments above 1,000 euros will be like you need to verify yourself to make such transaction. And later, with other AML regulations, every transaction will need to be can be anonymous. Yes, so if you want to make even a transaction below this 1,000 euros, you will have to verify yourself by the exchange or ATM or Bitcoin stationary exchange or something. So it will is it the end of privacy? Do you think?
No, it's not the end of it. They're just making it more difficult, and it's fine. They can make it more difficult. It doesn't mean that people will not use privacy. It doesn't mean that people will not transact these amounts. I think they're just making it harder for the average person to do it.
Mm-hmm.
the rich people and the people who are technical enough, they're gonna be able to do this without any issue. I don't think this was ever a problem for rich people. They can even use banks to make transactions with privacy.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it might be the end of privacy for the average person, but I think there are still some interesting tools. For example, in Bitcoin, we have the coin joins, and we have peer-to-peer markets. You don't have to use your bank account for that.
Yes, but people think like the peer-to-peer market isn't secure, that it's only for money laundering, and you can like get in trouble when you're trading in such markets. What do you think about this? Doesn't it?
By definition, peer-to-peer means that you buy or sell from another person. It might be from the same country or from another country. So it's what a free market is supposed to be. Why should you need a third party that collects fees when you can just settle? I tell you that I want to sell you 0.01 Bitcoin. You say, okay, I'm going to give you this amount of cash. That's what a free economy means.
Okay, so how do you see the nearest future of Bitcoin? Will it like the price? Will it rise? Will it fall in this year? What do you think? Or you don't do predictions?
I'm going to tell your listeners what they want to hear. We're still early, number go up, you're super smart, your investment is safe. I don't know. This is what people want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Reality is always slightly different. Maybe we're going to go to 100,000, maybe not. Who knows? I don't use Bitcoin because of the price appreciation mechanism. I use it because of the freedom mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
It's money that cannot be taken away from me, that nobody can stop me from transacting, that I can use with a relative degree of privacy and which is not issued by my government. And you're Polish, I guess you have a similar history. My grandparents in Romania lost their savings when the communists came and they changed the currency.
Yes.
So it didn't matter how much money you had to exchange up to a certain amount into the new money. If you had more than the amount that they allowed you, it was no longer available. So they lost to that, then they lost to confiscation. Then my parents had their wedding in 1989, just before the revolution. They raised money enough to buy a new car. But you know how it was in communism to buy a new car. You had to deposit the money in the state's account.
Yeah, and wait
for some years for it to get delivered. By the time they were supposed to get the car, they said, yeah, the system is no longer in place. So they asked, okay, can we get our money back? And they got their money back. But the exact same amount of money only bought them a new couch.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I learned this lesson across multiple generations. And
yeah, have you ever tried to move like above $10,000 by plane, yeah, in cash? Or to move, to go to the plane, to the airport with gold bars, yeah? They won't let you.
I don't have $10,000.
Yeah, but with Bitcoin you can like move this way any amount of money anywhere in the world, yeah? So that's the thing. Like the billions of dollars which were transferred by US government last time with $2 transaction fee. Yeah, that was a big thing. And that is about Bitcoin, what Bitcoin is, yeah. So I strongly recommend to listen to your podcast. I will just write down the link below.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And thank you for your work, because you got recommendations from some people that I very much respect.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important to do these shows for, even if the audience is smaller. I see you do this in English right now, but I guess mostly you speak in Polish.
Yes, we mostly do interviews in Polish.
And it's very valuable. It's very valuable because most of what happens in Bitcoin is in English, and I think it's an entrance barrier for most people.
Yes. So thank you for your time.